What does it feel like, the pain? Some people want to take a. Oh yeah, there's a mic here and a mic there. If I put them in the back seat, then everybody will sit closer, you know.
I think it varies.
Yeah.
It just depends on the situation. Like, it could be a gentle unease that you don't really know why you're feeling kind of off, feeling kind of gray. Or there could be something that, someone said or did that I have to sit with upset and just work through it and realize that maybe it's just sadness. And there's nothing you could do about it. Like, there's different levels depending on what happens. But sometimes it comes out of nowhere and it's just for no reason at all.
Yeah. Yeah, for no reason at all. I mean, geez, at least if you had a reason, I mean.
And the best part is having learned that just let it be. You don't have to beat yourself up anymore.
Right.
Why am I feeling this way? Why can't I use my spirituality to get out of it?
Yeah, my practice isn't working.
Yeah, make it worse.
Yeah.
Pile more crap on you.
Right.
And sometimes you just feel blah and blue.
Yeah.
Let it ride.
Yeah.
Ride that wave.
Yeah. Anybody else want to describe it?
I think she's very right. It depends, but sometimes circumstances are too complex to try to suss it out. I was having, I guess what would be, I think, like a panic attack where I felt almost like, honestly, like almost I was like, am I having like a minor heart attack? Or like, should I go see like a cardio?
Wow.
It was a pressure, right, in my chest.
Right.
It really felt like an elephant was sitting, like it was hard to breathe. Like it was, I sat and actually I watched comedies and Mary Poppins and like silly. I let myself just, because there was just, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't exercise. I didn't want to eat. And then slowly I realized that there was a circumstance and there was that, I don't know where it's not dissonance, that when your view of the world doesn't fit with, how the world is. So I'm just going to give a specific with my example. I work with individuals that specialize in helping kids with needs. And so to find out that wherever I go and I kind of move around looking for this clan of people that are going to really love these kids and support these kids, and I keep on just finding more people that are corrupt.
Yeah.
I do also find people that care, but they're not in the position that affects my life in terms of salary and staying there and providing what the kids need. And it just became so disheartening to me that I became immobilized and I couldn't act. So I couldn't look for another job. I couldn't change how I felt about my job. I felt like this was going on, and I was exhausted. And then kind of like what Sherry said is I blamed myself because I was like, one, why can't I take action? Like, action will make me feel better. Just send your resume out. All you have to do, just change a couple lines, send it out. Couldn't get myself to do it. I could not, I was stagnant.
Isn't that amazing?
And the more stagnant I became, the more I judged myself.
Right.
So, there was the acknowledgement of okay, there's this, what is the word I'm looking for? It's not the ambivalence. I don't know. There's just a mismatch. There's a word that I'm looking for where really
dissociated.
No, where it'd be like if I trusted you as a meditation teacher and you told me it would be good for me to go drink alcohol. You know what I mean? It's it's almost hypocritical. And so you're you want to judge these people. And you're mad because they affect your life and kids in need, and you're like, how could you do how could this world be letting this happen? And you turn on the news, and it's just an echo of that in every frame of the universe,
don't turn on the news.
So, but part of it really was just finally being okay, you can't act, so stop thinking about acting right now, and just be with it. If you can't even try to distract yourself, because right now you can't even figure it out because you're not seeing clearly. Yeah. And it's working itself out. And today I could breathe.
It's the little things, right?
But I don't know.
I've experienced that. You know what I mean? Not often. But, I don't know if I would call it a panic attack, but a panic attacky kind of thing where you get so upset that you're gasping for air. It's a really strange feeling. Anybody else? And right, it is a weird feeling, and it's hard. Like you don't know what to do, and like when you can't breathe, that's not cool.
Well, and that's what I mean. You even get to the point because I was like, maybe I'm just overreading this, and I am like literally having a heart attack and should be going to the hospital right now. Anyway.
I would always, let me just recommend on tape that you go to the doctor when that does happen. You know what I mean? Like, Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember that. Anybody else want to describe it? Well, I mean, listen. It's important that you put it into words. It's because it's part of you coming face to face with it. Don't be shy. And in talking about these things, because everybody's experiencing these things, it will help you have a lot of compassion for the people around you too. Because you'll start to, you really don't know what's going on inside a person, but if they're anything like you, that's probably not a lot of fun, right? So.
Plus, there's times where it's completely irrational. It's just something pushed your button.
Yeah.
And you don't want to share it with other people because you feel you'll be judged.
Yeah.
Because no one could possibly understand why you could get upset over something so stupid or small. And, so you sit there alone, wallowing, and just try and get through it.
Yeah.
And then it always does pass. That's the thing. Just have faith that it's going to pass.
Somehow your state changes.
It does.
Without you doing anything, right? Here's an interesting thing. What about when you just feel weird for no reason? Like there's no discernible reason for you to be feeling a little bit scared or a little bit off. Yet you feel that way. On a very subtle level I'm talking about. Very subtly. It's just there. I mean, think of it this way. I mean, this world is bound to impermanence and change, right? And all compound things, all things come and go. Everything comes and goes. Nothing is forever. Things are constantly changing. Isn't that a source of discomfort? It can be. The mind is constantly wanting to make concrete and solid a world that has never been concrete and solid. Right? So, I think always of like my cat or animals, when they're always like, my cat who's never had like an adverse experience in his life, you know what I mean? Like if I move too quickly, who all I do is pet him and feed him and love him and take care of him. If I move too quickly, he's like, I'm like, dude, what are you kidding me? Like, did I ever raise a hand to you once? And he's still on his toes, So I think that it's really clear that we all experience this, right?